Hello. Whack.
Hello. Let's get some music going here. If you heard a thump, that was me. I thumped my face into the into the board. It is a gray, cold day, and I'm using air quotes because we are in Florida. So how cold is it really compared to the Arctic forces around the world? You know what? I am so out of it. I didn't even do my intro.
Want to try it again?
Yeah, let's try it again. Ready? Let me do
right,
the
hit it again.
The music. Woo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ask Dad. Here, should I let it go a little longer? Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm good. I'm over it. A dad show, not just for dads, but everyone that wants fatherly advice from a real dad. Whether you're here for the bad dad joke or to gain some insight, Will Snow is the man, the myth, and the legend in his own mind who knows all things. So please, welcome to today's episode of Ask Dad. Will Snow, they love you.
I know.
As do I. Hello.
Oh, hello, Deb. Oh, how are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's been fabulous. It's been a wonderful week. I've been really a lot of friends and family and good eating and all of that. And, that's always
It's been
fun.
Lovely. It has, yeah. Just nice celebration with friends and family and people we love.
Yeah.
And good wine and good food.
Oh, good wine. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So I guess that begs the question, though, since it is kind of a Thanksgiving-ish vibe, since we're in a Thanksgiving-ish kind of week,
Okay.
kind of.
Okay. Kind of.
So what are you thankful for? Aside from me, of course.
Oh, right. Confused. Is this a dad joke coming?
No.
Because you're supposed to do a dad joke. What am I
Okay,
thankful
well, you'd
for?
be thankful for my dad joke when I tell it, though. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Because it's a winner.
Is it a doozy?
That's a doozy.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. What do you call a penguin in the White House?
Oh my God. I don't know, Will Snow. What do you call a penguin in the White House?
Lost.
I did laugh out loud on that one. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So this one is from Mom.
Oh, Mom.
Yes.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom. Okay. So, since they live up north and they are getting the Arctic blast, these are both very winter-related dad
Oh,
jokes.
yes.
What did the icy road say to the car?
What did the icy road say to the car?
Want to go for a spin? Oh. Yay. Thanks, Mom. Woo.
That reminds me of when I took driver's ed a million years ago.
God, driver's ed.
Yes, we had all of this time sitting behind the desk learning the proper rules of the road and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they took us out on the driver's range, which we had a little driver's range, and they had all these Buicks.
God.
And the night before our first lesson, the range had iced over.
No way.
No, it was a sheet of ice, and it had a hill. So it was like there was a hill on it. And they had all these plans on what they were going to go through, and they just scrapped all the plans. And they said, well, what we're going to teach you is how to get out of skids.
Oh, okay.
So they're all real rear-wheel drive cars.
Okay.
So they had us like one after the other, accelerate down the hill.
Okay.
And then the person who was in the passenger seat, because they had a brake on the passenger seat, because that's where the driving instructor would typically go.
Right.
I should have
And the
known that.
driver's instructor wasn't there?
No. They were standing off to the side. So I should have known at that moment that there was something amiss. But they had people accelerate down the hill, and then the other person in the passenger seat would apply the brake, and everybody had like radio, like little radio, and so an individual.
Wait. Do they have radios or do they have walkie-talkies? Because back then it was walkie-talkies.
Well, they had walkie-talkies, but you had an earpiece. So you had to put the earpiece in. Anyway, so only the driver did not know when the
skid
brake was
was
going to be
coming.
applied. So basically, people were going into these skids, and if you pulled the wheel in the wrong direction, which so this is a good Ask Dad moment here. If you're in a rear-wheel drive car and you go into a spin, what way do you turn the wheel?
Into the spin.
It's very good. Into the spin. Excellent.
You're welcome.
What happens,
I'm
or the skid?
in addition to being smart, I am kind of pretty.
Oh, you are.
Or should I have said, in addition to being pretty, I'm kind of smart.
I liked it both ways.
Okay.
Anyway, no. So they did the skid. So you start skidding. If you cut your wheel the wrong way,
Right.
you're spinning,
Yeah.
and then you got to try to figure out how to get out of the spin, which is basically
Right.
You know,
So the question
easy,
I
but-
have,
yes.
how many people deliberately wanted to get into the spin?
That's a good question because there were a lot of people spinning all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a mess.
Wow.
It was a mess. And I remember my first time going in, and I was like terrified because that's the first time really that I had been behind the wheel of a car, and and driving this big old Buick.
Big old
And
Buick.
there's things you can hit.
Oh,
They don't do that anymore, which is not a big surprise. I guess liability and whatnot.
Yeah.
But man, I'll tell you, that was something else. And so, but then I have to say, I read the book. I knew how to do it. When the car started skidding, I cranked the wheel into the spin, got out of it real quickly, and I felt like, wow, I
And
can
you
do
were
this.
you were the king of the day.
Well, I just felt good about myself and my ability to drive a car and not kill myself.
There
So
you
that
go.
was
That
nice.
is. So you were
That
the
was
king
nice.
of the day.
So I felt good about that. Though. So
Yeah.
it was a really good lesson, though. I felt like, at first I was like, wow, this is really crazy. We're all talking to each other like they're nuts. You shouldn't do
yeah.
this. And after it was all over, and it was messy, but it was fun, and it got everybody loosened up, I think. And from then on, people didn't have so much trouble in when they were driving, and because you never know what kind of weather you're gonna run into, right?
Right.
So-
Well, I will say for you, I mean, I grew up in upstate New York near the Finger Lakes, so
Mm-hmm.
it was always cold and yeah. But for you, who grew up outside of Chicago,
oh, it was fun.
yeah, I can't. It's like sunny one day of the year.
Oh, well, no, it's
Warm, maybe I should say it's warm one day of the year.
No, it has its season. I mean, come on, it's the Midwest. You just don't know what season you're going to get on any given day.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay.
But no, it was amazing though. To you never knew what you were going to get into over
So,
there. So it was good to have that confidence to be able to get yourself out of trouble. And in
right.
fact, when
go
my
ahead, go
when my children were old enough to drive, I had them go on that was in a different state that is warm all the time.
Yeah.
And I had them go on a driver's course, which was all about defensive driving, and they put them in different conditions, and they put them on a skid plate, which I thought was really interesting, which is basically they flooded this plate and then had them do exactly what we had done on the range that day and get out of the skid. Very interesting. It was very interesting. Had them going, go up to speed, and then they change the traffic light, and have them moving lanes and stuff like that. I mean, it was really a very, very good defensive driving course, so that they could really get more comfortable behind the wheel. It was actually a good investment to do that. It wasn't required, obviously, but I mean, I put them through it anyway because I thought, it's a good idea to
Yeah.
learn a bit of defensive driving. But it was
So the next question I have, so when people are in the real world situation and something like that happens, how do you not panic?
well, okay. Well, so
I mean, is that even a question that can be answered?
well, yeah. I mean, I have the answers to all questions. I am Will Snow,
You
after
are Will
all.
Snow,
So
and you do know all things.
Yeah,
listeners.
please.
He knows all
Please.
things. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
take a breath. Try to breathe. If you're holding your breath, you're not thinking. So try to take a breath.
Wasn't that something our Pilates instructor said to you this morning?
Yes, I was panicked. I was
You weren't
absolutely panicked
you
because
weren't panicked,
I had
you
one leg in tabletop and another leg in some
90.
awkward position and arms akimbo, and and trying to work on my core and breathing. And there was way too much for my brain to process in one moment. So I stopped breathing.
Right, right. And then, okay, so if you're in a moment where there's too much happening, it's like all of this stuff happening at once, this influx, and your brain can't process.
Try to take a breath.
Okay.
Try to take a breath. But take your foot off the accelerator. That's always a good thing.
Okay.
Take your foot off the accelerator. Don't slam on your brake. Don't slam. There was a time when I was driving down the freeway, and we hit this patch of black ice. Mm-hmm. And there were cars on either side of the in the shoulders that had spun off the road.
Yeah.
And there were a number of them, and you didn't know why they had spun off the road, but I had a pretty good idea what was going to happen, and I hit this patch of black ice. So when you hit black ice,
Right.
you cannot be touching your accelerator.
Right.
You cannot be moving your wheel.
Yeah.
You cannot touch your brake. You just have to
Ride it.
ride through it and hope like hell that nobody's in your way, because you can't do anything about it. And oddly enough, the car that was, because I always leave I try to leave a little bit of space between me and the car in front of me when I'm on the freeway,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen a lot in Florida, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But the car in front of me hit their brake. They almost made it through, and then they panicked and hit the brake and
Started donating.
and started spinning. And I was like, oh man! And I had my foot off the accelerator, and I'm just gliding through it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hope that they get out of my way, because it was so tempting just to touch on that brake,
Yeah.
and if I had done that, I would have been toast.
Yeah.
And, but fortunately, he spun off the road just in front of me, just barely missed me. And I was like,
And you just sailed
sailed
through?
right on through. And then, of course, as all these people are all, crashed on the side of the road, I just accelerated and left them.
But seriously, what
No,
else could you
I'm
do?
serious. I left them.
Yeah, you can't stop because it's dangerous. Like to try to stop and help people because other people are going to be skidding off the road. It's a
I figured, there were enough of them out there that somebody might have had a phone I don't know, though. I didn't know if cell phones were a thing back then. It was pretty much in the ancient days. But anyway, so try not to panic. Take your foot off the accelerator. Don't touch the brake. Take a breath.
So let us. Okay, I know we were planning on talking about something else today, but I'm just going to go with this. So, in the seasons of life, Will Snow, when should you take your foot off the brake? I know, I just threw you for a doozy.
You did. Now I'm panicking. So wait a second, I got to breathe.
You're breathing. You're breathing.
I'm breathing now. Okay.
Okay.
Take your foot off. Take your foot off the brake in the seasons of life.
Yeah, or the accelerator. Either one.
Oh, okay. Well, let's kind of glide right on through it and take a breath. And
Yeah. So when in life should we just kind of let life take over?
every day.
All right, continue. I'd like to hear more.
I was joking. No, of course not. No, I mean, there are times when things are overwhelming and you've got so much happening and you're trying to control the outcome. And that's actually a good point, right? I'm going with it now. Okay. So you're trying to control the outcome, right? You're putting your foot on the brake, you're putting your foot on the accelerator, you're steering the wheel, you're trying to control the outcome. There are times, and most times, where you're not going to be able to control the outcome, and that is pretty much every day. You're not going to be able to control the outcome. All you can do is control the level of effort that you put in. That's it.
Okay.
You can bring yourself to it, you can put your level of effort in, and you just have to let it go. And there are things and there are times there are situations that are basically out of your control.
Okay.
So when you're trying to control things that, where the outcome is not controllable, you don't own it.
Right.
That's a good time to take your foot off the brake or the accelerator and just slide through it.
Okay. And
Slide through that black ice of life. Yes.
yeah, I'm happy with that one.
Does that work?
It does. It
Okay.
really does. Like I said, I know I threw you for a doozy because that was not what we were planning on talking about today.
No, it was not actually. I don't even remember what we were talking about. We were going to talk about.
We'll save it for next time.
Okay.
La 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 la.
Gotta have some.
La 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 la.
Okay.
Okay. So then, what can you control? in those black ice moments?
You can control what you think. You can control what you do.
Okay.
You can control what you say. In fact, when I was on that black ice, I did control myself by shouting the F word very loudly.
So as of right now, this episode is not explicit. Would you like to make it so?
Oh no. I think our listeners understand what was said
Got it.
at very loud volume as I was sliding through the black ice. No, you can control how you react to things, what you say, what you do, what you say, what you think. You can control those things, but you can't really control what other people are going to think or say or do. That you cannot do,
Right.
because you really can't. I mean, people are going to react the way they do. So, in every interaction with another human being, it's kind of like being on black ice, isn't it?
I think in a way it is. Yeah.
So we're living our lives sliding on black ice. That's almost like a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Maybe one of our gifted listeners who
Can
is
create
musical
something.
can create something. About
If you're musically inclined, if you can create a song, and then maybe that could be the new intro music to Ask Dad.
Are you
put a
getting tired of our intro music?
No, I actually dig it, but it's like it comes standard on our road platform, so I'm sure other people have it.
Well, there you go.
I like it. So, would you like a question? From
I
a
would
listener?
love a question.
Okay.
I think our listeners would probably love a question at this point in time.
That is correct. Let me.
And hi, listeners. How are you?
Hello, listeners.
Hope
How
you're
are
thankful
you
for
doing?
something nice.
Yes.
So,
Be
hope you
thankful.
had yummy food and wine and
And peace in your heart.
yes, peace in your heart.
Awesome. All right. So this one is from Amy from Virginia Beach. Hey, Amy.
Virginia Beach.
All right. I was in Virginia Beach once.
So they said Virginia is for lovers. Is that the one? Is that the state? Virginia is for lovers.
I have no idea.
I think that's the. I think that
Google?
is.
Let me Google.
No, I know it is. Never mind. I don't think it. I know it.
You know it,
Because
right?
it is, and if it wasn't before, it is now.
There you go. We've just made
just-
it happen. Okay, so Amy from Virginia Beach says, "Dear Will, I am a 23-year-old gay woman, and I'm struggling to navigate relationships and my sense of identity. While I'm comfortable with my sexuality, I often feel disconnected from the LGBTQ plus community, and I sometimes find it difficult to open up to others, even those I'd like to date. It's hard to find my place when I'm not always sure where I fit in. Do you have any advice on building confidence, finding a supportive community, and feeling more secure in who I am? I want to embrace this part of myself more fully, but I don't know where to start." Well, first, Amy, thank you for that amazing email and reaching out. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Very well phrased and
Yeah.
very thought provoking question. So you are a young professional, and you are you're having difficulty connecting to your finding community
Yeah.
in your sexual orientation. Maybe finding it difficult to, as a young professional, find connection within your organization, within your community. You're on your own for the first time, really, kind of maybe just so distant, maybe a little bit
family
distant
and
from family and
friends.
friends,
Yeah.
perhaps. And you're just trying to find your way. And my recommend that's a very, very good question.
It is.
And
It's
I don't
wonderful.
want to take it too lightly, because that's very serious.
Yeah.
Trying to find that community, build that community. Where does one start? I think a good place to start always is with maybe chat groups, meetups,
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah. Like volunteering, social clubs.
Social clubs, community service. I always find is a good place to start socializing, building friendships, meeting people. I think community service is always a very good way to start. And there's about 1 billion things that are going on in anyone's community at any time that one can reach beyond themselves to help other people without anticipating anything in return. And in doing so, you're opening up this tremendous karmic channel.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure especially in major metro areas, there are different specific LGBTQ plus clubs and groups and organizations as well.
So I guess I know these things are available and certainly worth taking a look at, but is the question really that you don't know where to start connecting to people, or that you are afraid of the connections that you're going to be making?
That's a good question.
Or that you feel that maybe some of these clubs might be that you're just exploring this side of yourself at this point in time and you're not really 100% sure where you're at. I mean, so the question to me can be somewhat nuanced here. Mm-hmm. So I do think that, again, talking to people in your community, just meeting with people, building those types of connections in a non-dating, non-sexual way, in a friendly environment where you're meeting people who are similarly committed to the kinds of causes that you are involved
that are
in,
important,
possibly interests as well, outside dating.
Yes.
And developing sexual relationships and, those kinds of relationships. Maybe you could explore clubs or organizations for the arts, for music, for, theater, for, again, any number of community service. And in meeting people and building those kinds of frameworks, then you can, find your place.
Yeah.
Find people who are similarly minded. Yeah. It's always a challenge, though, when you're new in an area to build. And I'm assuming that that's the case. That may not be the case here.
I know when I had first moved to this one city where I didn't have any friends, I didn't know anybody. I went there to find work. And I ended up staying there for over a decade. And what I did to meet people that were like-minded was I joined, because for me, my passion is fitness. So I joined a swim team and I joined a triathlon team and a run club, which then opened up to a whole host of other things. So I like that idea of what's close to your heart, what are your interests, start with that. And not necessarily, I know the focus is that you feel disconnected from the LGBTQ plus community, but maybe starting with just being a part of a community.
Right. Very well said.
Thanks.
Okay. Did we have any other questions?
Not at the moment. Well,
okay.
And we have another topic that we do want to talk about next time, so I'll save the question for that.
All right.
So do you have any final parting words for Amy before we move on?
Yes, it's a great question. It's a great topic. I mean, and I think it, begs a little bit more discussion downstream. But again, this concept of building community, does it have to be, do I have to go to a bar to meet people?
And I can guarantee no.
And there are probably way better ways to meet people than that. Or do I have to, do I feel that someone's pushing a social agenda that in a way that I don't really feel comfortable with?
Right.
It's obviously you got to listen to your internal dialogue.
Yes.
And it's always, it's always a challenge when, you're trying to meet people and form because where do people meet people, right? That becomes a big question here. And, at work, right? And socialization, friends, through family. If you're alone and you're new in an area and you're trying to establish yourself, or you're just trying to establish yourself as an adult, trying to meet like-minded people is always going to be a challenge.
It is.
And as you say, one of the best ways to do it is to look for common interests.
Yeah.
So it could be nature walks, could be beach cleanups, could be any number of
I
things.
did that once. I did we did a kayak cleanup in some of the rivers in Naples. So there was a whole bunch of us. We'd get together, and two people in a kayak, and you'd have a bucket, and you'd go through the mangroves and grab the garbage and all the old fishing line and all that. That was a lot of fun because I felt like I was helping the local community and spending time meeting new people.
Right. And like when I first moved out to Southern California, obviously one of the very first things I ever did was to join a gym, and you just meet people there. But that was a big thing to do back in the day, And then I got a roommate. I found a roommate who was very connected to everything.
Yeah.
Because of his job, and then I met just a ton of people,
Yeah.
and that's based because all the people that I was with at work, I really didn't want to hang out with at all. They were just not my people. Not like you. I mean, when you were with Apple, I mean, that was
I will say I met some of the best friends I have ever met in my entire life, who are still some of my dearest friends when I worked at Apple.
That's actually, that reminds me
Go on.
of a dad joke.
Oh, okay. Let's what is your dad joke?
So, what's another name for an iPhone power cord?
Oh God, tell me what.
Apple juice.
I snarfed. I don't know if that got. I should have known that. God. Okay. Well, that was actually one of your better ones. We actually had a dad joke yesterday, just off the cuff. You were chatting with somebody.
We'll save it.
Okay.
We'll save it.
Well, my dad joke, another one for Mom, the second one, again, winter theme. What did the wool cap say to the scarf?
I have no idea.
You hang around while I go ahead.
Ah.
That's from Mom, so that deserves a lot of applause.
No
Thanks,
crickets,
Mom.
huh? We had no crickets today.
No crickets for Mom.
No, I mean, no
Even
crickets
you
at all.
had some decent jokes, so you don't even deserve
I don't
the
even get
crickets
crickets.
today.
Oh, by the way,
By the
before
way.
I forget, congratulations, Cindy, our listener, Cindy.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You reached a really high milestone, a goal.
That's
It's
awesome.
something that you've been going for a while. So we'll not give out any personal info, but we are very happy for you.
Very, very proud. Very, very proud.
So
And
you've worked so hard.
yeah, and it's always nice to see somebody,
Yeah.
if you put the effort in, you put the time in, and
And your focus, and it's
yeah,
it's
it's
beautiful.
wonderful.
It
It's
is
wonderful to see that outcome, right?
Yes, it is. So here,
is-
this is for Cindy. Here's this for Cindy. Woo, we love you. Awesome. I don't know what the other. I keep forgetting what the other ones do. Let's see. What's this? Nope. That you don't deserve that, Cindy. Nope. Let's see. What's this one?
Do it. Can we try that? Maybe we try this offline. I don't know if our listeners are really
Ooh, there we go. Harps. It's magical.
magical. Okay,
All right, and here you wanted this. You wanted the crickets.
I do.
Those are for Will
that's,
Snow.
That's
Those are
Will
not
Snow's
for
crickets.
Cindy.
Those are Will's crickets.
Those are Will's.
All right.
Hashtag Will's Crickets. All right. So on that note, Amy, again, thank you for that email, and I'm looking forward to hearing where you go with it. Let us know. We'd love to hear back from you, as well as listeners. Absolutely, send us all of your dad jokes. Send us your questions. Send us any comments.
Yeah,
and
send us any
it all
comments
to-
on
Rescue Cat.
Rescue Cat.
The first 11 chapters are there. We'd love to know your feedback, and that is the website iwillaskdad.com. And you can email Will at iwillaskdad.com. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in to Ask Dad. It is the show of fatherly advice for all, with a smattering of bad dad jokes and Will Snow's crickets. The love is real and the man is real.
But the crickets are recorded.
God damn it. So we'll see you next time. Until then, continue to send us your dad jokes and questions and all of the things so we can talk about it all. We can talk about the crickets. We can talk about the good. We can talk about the dad, the bad, and the dad. I effed it up and we're done.